Hello, good evening, and welcome back to the Dugout Football Channel. When you talk about international football, one rivalry is the biggest thing about international football. It is this game. It is England versus Scotland. I am absolutely buzzing for this game. I believe Reese is, and I believe everyone else is as well. So, in the England side of things, we have the lovely Sophie Richards. How are you doing, Sophie?
I'm doing good, thanks, Doug. Thanks for getting me on as well, and I hope you are doing well.
Absolute pleasure. Yeah, I'm doing fantastically. We've also got Mr. Carl Levy. How are you doing, Carl?
I am good, thank you very much, Doug. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm good. And also, it's fantastic to get her on. We've got the lovely Megan Can on as well. How are you doing, Megan?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm glad that we've been able to actually time it for once, that things have aligned, ready for this England-Scotland game to be on here. Because I know that it's been a while.
It has. No, it's lovely to get you on as well. It really is. And also joining me, I think we've probably done about 3 previews together today already. It is Mr. Reese Russell. How you doing, Reese?
Yeah, Mr. Free for Free. Let's go. I'm all right, mate. Thanks very much for having me on. And obviously, I'm stuck by 3 brilliant human beings as well as yourself. So let's get cracking and get the first punch in. We're winning tomorrow.
Winning a fight, you're not winning a football game. That's what I'm saying. You might win a fight, but you're not going to win a football game tomorrow.
Exactly.
We'll find out.
Good evening to Helen. Good evening to Cedric. Good evening to Hella as well. But let's kick things off. Also, good evening to Seamus Moore and good evening to Chris Welsh as well. But England, Scotland. How much does this fixture mean to you, Sophie?
Look, it's the one that everyone is looking forward to. When you see the grouping, obviously Scotland is the name that stands out. It's the one that everybody wants to see. I think for us as well, I'll be honest, like obviously the build up to Euros, you always know it's like for England, the media, like it's all overhyped, isn't it? Like who's Southgate taking, and everyone's talking like Grealish is Ballon d'Or winner, because we just get overhyped about everything when it comes to England and tournament football. And I just think this game, like for me, it's one of them where form goes out the window. But that first game was a bit underwhelming, I felt, against Croatia. I don't know if you guys felt the same as well. Yeah, we got the win, but I don't know, it just felt like we were kind of warming up still. So I think this one will be the real true opener, because ultimately, like you said, nobody wants to lose this game. And form goes out the window, so it's about who turns up mainly in this one. But yeah, I'm excited though. I think it's a massive game, not just in terms of the group, but just in terms of obviously everyone's self-esteem, because you don't want to talk to any squad. I definitely would avoid Doug if we lose this game. I'm just saying that. I'm only joking. But you know, it's one of them where obviously bragging rights, isn't it? It's a big game. It's one that, like I say, it's one that everyone had their eyes on when obviously the draw happened and the groups happened. So yeah, I'm excited, but nervous as well. I've got to be honest, a bit nervous.
Yeah, Carl, obviously being an Englishman living in Edinburgh, how much does this fixture mean to you?
It's one of the top 5 important fixtures in all sports from what I grew up with, and you know, I think when I first understood it, pretty much about between England and Scotland, not just in football but in all sports in general as well, you know, but. This has been going for a long, long time. We've been waiting to play Scotland for a long time in a major competition. It's been since 1996, for crying out loud. And the last time you did beat us was that U2000 playoff, but we got through and qualified. But in a group stage again for a long time, it's right up there. It's going to be right up there.
Yeah, Megan, how much does this fixture mean to you?
I'm like actually really happy that we've got a fixture like this in the group, like where the home nations are playing against each other, because I think it just brings that like little bit more of excitement and drama surrounding a group game. So in context, I think it's such a bigger game for Scotland than it is for England, just because of the way that the first games went for each country. So I think it's a bigger one for Scotland than it is for England, but for bragging rights, the pressure I think is on England. Like I feel is on England, because on paper, really, we should win.
Rahul, I don't think that's happening. No, sorry, I don't see it happening. Reese, how much does this fixture mean to you as a Scotsman?
Well, I've already said it twice. I'm going to have to try and find a more creative way to say it for a third time. Personally, I just think when I think of this game, my heart literally goes to it's it's rivalry most of all, and you've just got to. It doesn't matter if it's a friendly game, like a meaningless game, like pretty much, but it's a friendly anyway, or a tournament. Like you're up for it regardless. You've got to show what it means to you. Like, you're wearing your country's shirt. Wear it proudly. You're up against your rivals. Like you've just got to go for it. And the fact that I wasn't there in '96. Not saying why, but obviously in this sense, it's the first time I get to see Scotland versus England at a tournament stage. So I'm more up for that as well than anything else.
Yeah,
and I'm just loving the fact that it's just a game, and obviously it's at Wembley as well. It's at the home of football, so
yeah,
we're going to see where it goes from there. It's going to be packed. I'm just buzzed for it. Really, I'm just completely buzzed.
Yeah, well, obviously, I'm going to tell you a little secret. I was 3.5 when Euro 96 happened, so I can't really remember any of that. And it was only 5.5. I was only 5.5 when World Cup 98 was on, so I don't really remember. So it's actually nice to be, experiencing a finals. Obviously, we haven't started very well. We'll obviously come to that very, very, very shortly. But this fixture It means everything to me as a Scotsman. It's the one fixture I think you want to have to just experience as well. And obviously myself and Mr. Levy are going to do a watch along tomorrow. That is going to be very, very interesting.
Yeah, I know.
But no, this is a huge game, and obviously with England starting with a win, I'll come to the English camp here. Megan, how did you find the performance against Croatia?
I think Soph alluded to it, where it was kind of underwhelming us slightly. I don't think as a collective we actually played that well. I think there was a few better performances from certain players than there were from others. I don't know anyone who picked that starting 11 except for Gareth Southgate. Nobody picked that before the game. So I think it was kind of a shock for fans, the actual team to come out and start. But yeah, it was slightly underwhelming. But I think, do you want to go out and, I mean, for me, Croatia was probably on paper the hardest game in the group for England, just in terms of football quality wise. I think Scotland brings a different persona with it. But that was always going to be a test for us. And I think we just got through it. And I think, if that's how we're going to start and we look to kind of move forward throughout the group games and then hopefully beyond that, then I'm fine with that if that's how we're going to build up. But it wasn't like, wow, that's how we were going to start. But I do feel this game's going to be completely different.
Yeah, apparently there's a penalty to the Netherlands, according to the chat.
There is. Memphis is just about to step up and take it. Memphis, this is his time. Yeah.
Rahul says,
you're waiting for me to reveal it. You're still standing there and going.
Yeah, where we are.
Go on. 1-0 to Holland.
1-0 Holland. I think I've got Depay in my fantasy, so I'll be very happy with that. Rahul Krishna, good evening, Rahul. Saying Maguire is back, Meg. Yeah, Sophie, do you see Maguire starting this game?
I don't think he should come straight back in, if I'm honest. I don't think he should come straight back in. I thought Mings and Stones had a decent game the other day. But I don't know. I think it's obvious that Southgate really rates him. And if he's fit enough to train him, I see him fit enough to come straight in. But it's a big game, isn't it? It's a risky game just to put him straight in on. I mean, Meg, you as a centre-back, would you be comfortable coming straight on in a game like this where you've said the intensity is going to be high? It's a bit of a risky one, but he obviously trusts Maguire, doesn't he?
Yeah, it is risky. But I think if you look at the player that Harry Maguire is, you get the impression that he is somebody that he will be playing throughout whatever. If he's fit enough and he's declared himself fit enough, he will go out there and play. That's the impression I get. You see it from Manchester United and what Ollie said about him, that if he's fit enough, he will start. Yeah. Nobody's going to turn down the opportunity to play against Scotland. And I think if we do win this and we are through, then I think it will change again for the third game. So he has got that opportunity. If we see the Scotland game through, then perhaps we won't see him in the third game.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I think I can see. I don't personally, I wouldn't put him straight in, but I think Southgate will.
Interesting. Seamus Moore, look to my man down to my right-hand corner. He got Holland twice in 2 sweepstakes.
I'm no longer claim it as rigged, all right?
Also, I noticed that Nathan is in the chat. Congratulations to Wales for getting through to the next round. I think we have to say they played very, very well against Turkey. And yeah, good luck to you guys for the next round. Carl, now obviously someone in the England team had a very, very good game, as Mr. Calvin Phillips, now dubbed the Yorkshire Pirlo, which is I'm still trying to work out why. How did you feel about the Croatia game?
Yeah, I agree with Sophie and Megan. It was a bit underwhelming. And when I did listen to the game also during the time I was out, it was underwhelming because it's against Croatia. We're not being the best team play against Croatia. We always struggle against them. I think even though we get that 1-0 win, I think it was not our best performance, give or take, but a win's a win. And I think we needed to get that win first off the board. Especially with Calvin Phillips, being at the squad. There's now people looking at it thinking, wow, we can see why Southgate rates him, because he's good at when he's off the ball or pressing as well. And how he got that midfield three of that best three on that Croatia team, I don't know how he bossed them three quite well. And there was always people thinking, is he the right man in? There was questions when people said in the tournament, said he should not play in that starting 11. It should be someone else along with Rice. But that's proven wrong. That Phillips can play well with Rice. I know they're both similar, but I think Phillips does give a bit more of a difference to what Rice is. Rice is more that hold the back four comfortably. Yeah. Phillips will like to go forward a bit more and press and try to get the ball back.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, George Kyle, I absolutely agree with this. To be fair, Croatia were very, very poor. I actually thought they were dreadful.
I think we've got to get credit. I think we need some credit for that though as well, because I thought we pressed really well, particularly early in the game. I thought we pressed them really highly. Players like Phillips, as you mentioned, winning the ball back up high, obviously it led to a goal as well, one of those times. But yeah, the pressing from England I thought was fab. So I think at the same time, I know I said that we were a bit underwhelming, but at the same time, there's been times where we've been at backs against the wall against Croatia. I didn't feel like that once the other day. I felt like we were kind of comfortable with that lead. Do you know what I mean? I didn't feel like we were under the cosh. So I think England deserve a bit of credit for that as well.
Yeah, definitely. And I felt sorry for Modric because he seemed to be the only one in the Croatian midfield that was actually we have another guest. Hello. We have a third Scotsman on the panel.
Oh, great. Here we go.
At least we're not out.
He's muted. He's muted. Hello, Bits and Bobs.
Yeah, so what?
Loud and clear, my friend.
How you doing?
How we doing?
Okay? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
What's good, people? Yo, so Fritz is in the building. What's good? What's good? Daddy, I'll get you just. Daddy's working. Man, sorry I'm late. So still with my son, as you can imagine. So sorry, man. Apologies, I'm late. But I told you I would be running late. But yeah, I'm here. You want to say hello?
Yeah, no worries. No worries. Hello. Hello.
You want to say from there? Okay.
Oh. Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Sorry, guys. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. So what? Yeah, absolutely. That is your catchphrase. I mean, obviously, Reece, this is a very interesting question from Ian Cleland. Would you start Tierney tomorrow or have him on the bench? Now, if he's fit, he has to start for me in the left side of centre-back.
Oh, yeah, and there's no debate about that for me. Yeah, if he's fit, play him.
Yeah.
Would you play him?
Yeah. Yes, because I've not forgiven Jack Hendry for that shot he tried from about 25 yards. Okay, if it's John McGinn. Okay, if it's Scott McTominay, but not Jack Hendry. I'm sorry, not if it's Jack Hendry. So yeah, I would definitely start Kieran Tierney. I suppose we have to come to the Scotland camp now. Disappointing defeat to the Czech Republic. Bits and Bobs, you were actually surprised that Shea Adams didn't start the game. Do you think he'll start the England game?
Yeah, he's got to. Listen, Scotland is not good enough to be playing loyalty to people that got them in the tournament. Tournament football is about playing your best players and getting the game won at all costs. We are not good enough to be tinkering. Shea Adams is Premier League caliber. He's probably our best. In fact, he is our best striker. Our best midfielder was on the bench. One of our best midfielders on the bench. He had to start. And we saw the difference when he came on at half-time. And if a manager brings on a sub at half-time when they're losing, it's because he got the first team line-up wrong. And we saw the difference when we went 2 up front and we had a bit of presence and pace. But, yeah, he's got to play. Listen, we're going to get beat anyway, so... But he's got to play. I mean,
honesty, to be fair.
That's honesty right there, Biggs. That is honesty there.
I've got loads. Wait till I drop some bombs today, trust me. I'm just going to get my son some juice. I'll be back.
Can we talk about Marshall?
Yeah, no worries.
Tony Martial, by the way. How high up at the pitch was he? What was going on there? I think you forgot. I think you thought it was Tony Martial for a second, not Marshall in goal. Like, why was he so high up the pitch?
I know. And is he nice to that as well?
No comment. No comment.
I just want to discuss that. We're going to discuss that because, yeah.
I don't know what he was doing that high up the pitch. It made no sense to me. Like, we just saw it in the Denmark game as well. Kasper Schmeichel. Like,
hi, Nicole.
Like, he's up there and like De Bruyne thinking he's Patrick Schick in disguise, hits a shot and Meunier with a class deflection like to prevent it. But don't know what the hell Marshall was playing at. He shouldn't have. Yep, I agree with this. I hope he does not play tomorrow. I hope he's on the bench. I hope he's on the bench.
Wow.
Ooh,
yeah.
Okay.
He's been terrible our last 3 games. Like he's been woeful. Like
hasn't he been playing like centre back a few times for you guys though?
The past 3 games he's played in midfield. He's just not.
Yeah, but I mean, like in qualifying, didn't he play
qualifying he was a right centre back. But last 3 games he's just not been good enough in midfield.
Who's this?
McTominay.
Oh, get him out. Sorry, Doug, I don't want to swear, but he's... Oh, my goodness. Do you know what I don't understand, right? Steve Clarke played him centre-back all the campaign. The first game in 23 years at a tournament, you play him as a CDM. What? Like, it's horrible. And then you bring on other midfielders that are better than him, and then you play him centre-back. That doesn't make any sense. So do you know what, mate?
No.
You're not that good, but you know what? We're going to play you, but when I bring someone else on, I'm going to play you out of position.
I would bring him if you want to actually do something. Like he has shown, he has got a presence of where he can score goals. Where he doesn't score a lot, he does have that presence. But I would start him off the bench. I would start Billy Gilmore. I think he's a far better midfielder.
Yeah. Sutherland Sportscast, who is my good friend Andrew Walker, has asked, which 2 defenders do you believe should start alongside Tierney in the back 3? I'm going to be open and honest here. It should be Liam Cooper and it should be Grant Hanley for me.
Yeah.
Would you agree, Race?
Yeah. There's nobody else really. Because Hendry can run and jump off
sauce.
Hendry can run and jump off a bridge for trying to shoot from 35 yards.
Yeah, definitely. McTominay's the only player that can play CDM now that Ryan Jack is injured. Who would you have in midfield instead?
John McGinn, Billy Gilmore playing behind Ryan Christie or Stuart Armstrong. That'll do.
I would do that as well. Scotland's major threat and weapon is Andy Robertson. So if I was Southgate, I would double up on him. Yeah, absolutely. We will come to team selections, but obviously going into the actual game itself. Sophie, did you actually see the Scotland game, and what did you actually make of Scotland in that game?
I did. I think I don't want to sound like disrespectful, but I think with Scotland there was a lot of hard work, a lot of endeavour. But I think just technically, just simply, you haven't got enough quality on the pitch. That's what it would look like for me. I think there's too many. Obviously, you've got players like Robertson who are absolute quality, but I think there's too many people who are being carried. And I think for me, there's, like I say, endeavour, work rate, second to none. You can't fault that. But on the ball, simply just not good enough. I mean, to be fair, you had a few, you say, chances where you probably should have done better, and that's what I mean. And I think, but at the same time, what Bit said earlier about Che Adams, I was baffled when he didn't start. For me, like he's easily your best forward, and why he did not start, and I think that could have made a difference for you. But yeah, look, they try hard, they press hard, just simply not good enough. Like when it comes to technical ability, that's how it looked for me.
The problem is, isn't it? In football, that you can work as hard as you want.
Yeah.
You've got to have that quality up top. You know, to win a game, you've got to score a goal. And if you are going to leave Shea Adams on the bench and not play not play somebody like that who will potentially get you your best chance of getting a goal, then what do you expect to get out of the game? And I feel like for Scotland, you have got to go for it. Do you know what I mean? You can't sit back on your laurels. Like, you have actually got to go to these teams just because of how you are. And for me, I just felt like Scotland didn't do that. You left.
I think no,
it's true.
I don't like it when we play a striker with a winger beside them. I don't like it. It does not offer any attacking presence. And to be fair, you're playing a winger up front when they're not going to do anything for you anyway, except run out into the channels. But we've not got a winger that's good. If you get them into the channels, what's he going to do? Nothing. And that's what annoys me the most. If you're going to play, if you want to score goals, play your number 9. You play Che Adams.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know why he didn't in the first place. It was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I was going to go and say as well, if we're complacent, England, though, like say Scotland work on and stuff, like Scotland could still cause an upset. I'm not saying that they couldn't do that. I think if we're complacent and what's the saying? Is talent doesn't work hard or something like that. I don't know. Basically, you can be talented, but if you don't work as hard, then obviously you're not going to reap the rewards. And I think for us, it's about we've got to match Scotland's work rate. We've got to be up for it. Because if we are complacent, then we can be punished nowadays. Basically, if players like Adams start in particular, Scotland are going to be up for this, and we've just got to try and match that as well.
I think we're just going to go. I think we're just going to go in with the mentality of play hard, work hard. It's literally just go what we're going to do. I don't see. We don't have like the complete quality all over the pitch to match England. But the one thing we can give them is a battle in a game. It could come down to heart being like it's heart versus technical ability in this game, and it could end up being heart could prevail. But it just comes down to what happens. It just depends on this game. Like there's so much expectation.
Yeah,
Reece got a point with that. Yeah, Reece got a point with that. And I think with Scotland, I thought that you were going to play Che Adams on the first game. And I thought before the last so many years, you didn't even have a striker could play up front, could give you that final threat that you expect. And then when I thought you got Che Adams, I thought that was a good selection. I thought he was going to get chosen. But when I found out on the front it was going to be Lyndon Dykes, don't get me wrong, Lyndon Dykes has been a good player. He's been at QPR since he joined from Livingston. But I think he needed someone beside him, someone like a Premier Experience like Che Adams. And I think that's what Clarke failed in that final third to try to convert that shot into a goal in that first game.
Yeah, he got it massively. He got it massively wrong. Yeah, if he rectifies it tomorrow and at least to win, good. But frankly, or even if it gets a draw, like that's still something. It's still a point on the table. But if he doesn't rectify his mistakes tomorrow,
Megan, how do you think England will approach this game?
Who the hell knows after the first 11 that he picked for the first game? I feel like everyone was crying out for Grealish, and the guy didn't even get a single second on the pitch. And you speak to any fan, England, there might be some Birmingham City fans who probably didn't want to see him, but the majority of England fans would have had, bar Kane, Grealish was my second choice on the team sheet. And the guy didn't even set foot on the pitch. Now, I don't know whether that's a good thing, and the fact that we won without this player that we have, we're hyping up, and we still went and won the game. So I don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. I think there'll be a few changes. I think that we will see somebody like Grealish come in, and I think what Reece was, going off a point that Reece made where you kind of get it into a little battle. Scotland can disrupt England's play by doing that. But if we've got a player like Grealish, who is the most fouled player in the Premier League, that's going to work for into our favour, because it's just like around the edge of the box, free kicks, chances, like just stuff like that. And I feel like if we're thinking that that's how Scotland are going to make it, I would play somebody like Grealish, because he will just be picking up free kicks time and time again.
Yeah, definitely. Sir Klopp, who do England play at the top of the group? Well, it's one of France, Portugal, Germany, or Hungary.
Or as I call it, happy days.
I think.
The funny thing is, and I've not heard an England fan say this once, except for a fair few. It's actually better for England to come second. Like that's the funny thing. It's actually better, but they won't. Like they will go to win the group. Obviously, to show like if you want to win the tournament, you should want to win your group anyway. But
exactly, you've got to be the best to win it. So
yeah.
But honestly, if we can just prolong the tournament just a little bit, that'd be quite nice.
Hello to This Is Lucas Life. So probably Portugal. Oh, jeez. Yeah, imagine England, Portugal. Was it 2004 Euro 2004 vibes?
To be fair, I remember watching. I remember watching that tournament purely because also I'm still a David Beckham fan, and that even though I wanted England to lose, I didn't want to see David Beckham sky a penalty, and obviously he went and done a Roberto Baggio impersonation. And he skied the first penalty.
Hello to Rich Sports, another Welshman. Again, congratulations to Wales for making it through to the next round. Look, be interested to see who they will definitely get. So let's get into team selection. So I'll ask each and every one of you about this. So, Sophie, what is your England team to play Scotland?
I'll be honest, I haven't even thought about this because, like Meg said earlier, who the hell knows?
Yeah.
We'll agree that Pickford would be in goal.
Yeah, Pickford in goal.
And I think at the right back situation, or that right hand side, obviously for Scotland to your kind of like playmaker with that Robertson, we've got to identify that as we identify that as a threat. And who do we put against him?
Walker. For me, I think we go Walker right back, centre back. I think he's going to put. I really think he's got Maguire in, so I'm going to say Stones and Maguire. Left back's a tricky one, but Trippier. Obviously, nobody saw that happening. Trippier coming in after the season, and Luke Shaw must be thinking, "What on earth do I need to do to get into this England team?" Because he's had an absolute worldie of a season, and he's been replaced by a right back at left back, so it must be frustrating for him. Personally, I would love to see Luke Shaw in there, but I think it could possibly be Trippier again. Obviously, Southgate seems to like the look of him there. Meg, do you think it'd be any different from that?
The fact, I know that Trippier played left back, but the fact that like Chilwell wasn't even in the squad as well,
sure. Yeah,
that just confused me even more. The fact that we're just throwing players out of the squad, that we've got two naturally gifted left backs. I'm not saying Trippier, I'm not saying Trippier isn't a bad player, but these two have played so well during the season for respectively for their teams, that it just baffles me that we've decided that those two weren't playing. I think I don't see Trippier playing this game. I think we will see a Luke Shaw or Chilwell. But again, so I would personally like to see Shaw. Yeah,
I would go with Luke Shaw. In terms of the midfield, I think he'll go with Phillips. You're not Rahul. Phillips and Rice again, maybe, because I think Phillips has earned his right to play again. Rice, I think, did a steady job in there, and I think he'll be a bit secure. Obviously, I know it's Scotland, and like we've already mentioned, it's a big derby, so I think he's going to be a bit cautious. We know Southgate edges on the defensive side, so I think it could be Phillips and Rice. Then
take
I think just in front. I think it'll be Mount. I think obviously Southgate loves Mount. I think it'll be Mount, and then in terms of going forward, I'm going to say Sterling, Kane obviously centrally, and then maybe Rashford on that right. Maybe, I don't know.
Interesting.
I genuinely don't know. It could be Sancho. Also, obviously, it could be Grealish. Who knows? But yeah.
Very interesting.
Carl, you're Gareth Southgate now. What is your starting 11?
Simple as that. It always has to be Pickford in goal because that's the obvious choice. I think the right back situation. Sophie making me a lot of good points about that, because if you're going to be going against Robertson, who would you trust? Trippier, despite what he had a good season in Atletico Madrid, but is he can he play? But he's not played in Premier League for a while. Can he go against Robertson? Probably not. I think the person who's done well against him during this past season is being Kyle Walker. So I will put Walker on that right hand side altogether. And that central defence, I just feel like Maguire and Stones. So I feel like Maguire will play despite his injury and he's fit. I think Southgate will pick him eventually. The left back situation is interesting because you have two different types of left back. I think Ben Chilwell is more direct and he goes more forward. Luke Shaw is more direct with the ball. I will put Luke Shaw in there just ahead of Chilwell because we got enough depth on that left hand side. Yeah,
that is very, very true.
Yeah, but I will put Luke Shaw on the left. The midfield, it's going to be the usual two. Rice and Phillips is easy. It works now. People were saying in the past it couldn't work, but it can work. And I think Mount will be in that as well too. The front three, I see Foden playing again on the right, even though he's on a yellow card. But I think Southgate might play him so he can just get that ban out of the way for the third game against Czech Republic. And then I think Sterling will keep his left-hand side, and I think it'll be Kane up front.
What do you think about that, Sophie? England's moved to a back three with two right backs. The counter are back three with two left backs.
Kyle Walker, I think.
Busy side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just the way my mind always thinks. I know we mentioned about Robertson and stuff, but I think we've got to play our own game. I think if England turn up and play as well as we know we can, then we shouldn't be too concerned. But we've already mentioned form goes out the window in a game like this. But for me, I would be coaching myself. I saw George said earlier, let's attack this game. I would love to see that. But I just know Southgate's extra cautious. But I agree with what Carl said. I think Walker, even though I don't think he's the best defensively, his pace gets him out of a lot of trouble. And that's why he's used so much. And that's why he's had such a successful career, because his pace is just an absolute cheat code, isn't it? Like, it's very rare that a player will beat him for pace. So I think for that reason alone, I think that's why Southgate will go with Walker. But yeah, I think Southgate will be conservative in this one. It just seems to edge that way, and I would love to see us just go at Scotland.
Reece, what do you make of that? Do you think that could happen?
To be honest, I sort of see it happening, but to be honest, I see a completely different back four for England tomorrow. I do see Pickford staying in goals, but I think the fullbacks are going to be Ben Chilwell and Reece James. I think that's going to be the fullbacks, and I think it's going to be the same back two partnership. I don't see Maguire starting, but if he does, it sort of gives Scotland a little bit of confidence, because obviously he's not played in quite a while. He declares himself fully fit, but is he though? No, I don't think so. But you can get at him with pace and might be effective. Like he does have a physical presence as well, so it's going to be an interesting game. But I think it's going to be Reece James and Ben Chilwell though as the fullbacks. In terms of the pace, like it does counter it like to a degree, and they are both good on the ball. I think it makes more sense for him to go with those two.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny because a year ago, if the Euros had actually happened, we would actually potentially be speaking about a Jordan Henderson in midfield, but he's not even been anywhere near the England team. It just shows how well Calvin Phillips has been playing, Carl.
Absolutely. And this is what Southgate would have talked with Calvin, saying, look, we don't have Jordan in that midfield. He's our leader. We know what you've done at Leeds. You're that leader when you're playing for Leeds. When you're not playing, they struggle without you. I think Southgate instilled that in him to say, right, you need to take that leadership, because Jordan Henderson has to do his leadership off the pitch, behind the scenes now, because he's injured. That's what I think is helping Calvin Phillips, be more into the national, in the national spotlight now, because everyone's know about his story. And a few months ago, his granny Val just suddenly passed away before the end of the season. I think that's what spurred him on to try to stay in that England squad, because I think he wanted to prove everyone that he's not your average England player. He is a special talent that's come from one of the best academies that we've produced over the last 20, 40 years, 50 years or so.
Do you think if Henderson had recovered from his injury, do you think Henderson starts over Phillips? Genuinely?
Probably yes. I think he would have done. I think with Henderson's leadership, you could to take that away and put someone else in that midfield, it would have been difficult for Southgate. He would have played Henderson all 100%. But I think because Henderson's there, I think Phillips is now developing to that type of player at some point in these late years, that he's going to be very important, not just for England but also for Leeds as well too.
I'm going to throw a complete curveball in here, right? Because what if we do play someone like Henderson tomorrow, and say we win as England, and we go into the third game and then we play a Henderson in that game just to get minutes, whereas I feel like if we go through as winners and we've got to play somebody like, we're going to be playing France, Germany or Portugal, will Gareth at Southgate revert back to the more experienced players? And if they haven't and like that tomorrow, I feel like tomorrow, because it's a big game, will we see more experienced players in terms of managing that situation? Do you get what I mean? I would personally pick Phillips, but I can also, I wouldn't be shocked to see like a Henderson in there to kind of like Carl was saying, like, have that leadership on the pitch in terms of like game management and the whole kind of environment and situation that Wembley will hold tomorrow.
I think from an outsider looking in towards England lineup, I sort of agree with you in terms of like, would he revert? I personally think he would. I think he would revert purely for the experience factor. It's a major tournament. These young lads don't have that experience yet, and if you face it, you're going through anyway. You go up to play a France, Portugal, or a Germany. You do not want to go into that game with these inexperienced players because it'll be too big an expectation for them. I think you're better off going with a little bit of experience. I think experience is far more important. I think definitely. I think he will revert.
It's a conundrum that Gareth Southgate has to choose. But I mean, he could make changes, but he could completely go with the same team that he play against Croatia. As they say, never change a winning side, or don't fix anything that's not broke. So it's going to be a very, very interesting team selection tomorrow. So on the Scotland side of things, Reece, me and you have had a very, very good wee debate, I think probably in all these previews that we've actually done. So I will ask you, what is your Scotland team to play England, and then I'll give you mine.
Right, let's see. I said it twice and I've got to say it a third time. So what did I say? What did I say at 4 o'clock? What did I say at 7? All right, that's it. Spider-Man's new enemy in goal. I think, even though I would personally drop him, but I think he's going to end up starting defence. I think McTominay's going to be a right centre back. Although I would rather have Liam Cooper.
Oh no!
I know.
I would
rather have Cooper, Hanley, and I think if he's fit, 100%, you've got to play Tierney. But if McTominay doesn't play midfield tomorrow, he will be a centre back. You just know it. Wing backs, drop O'Donnell. Honestly, send him to the bench. Play Patterson. Play Robertson. At least we've actually got a threat on the left-hand side. In midfield, play Gilmore and McGinn. I would probably play Armstrong as the attacking midfielder, and then up top, Dykes and Adams. It makes more sense to go with that physical presence with pace. You just got to go for it. But if you don't see McTominay in midfield tomorrow beside McGinn, you're going to see him at right centre back, and God help us if he's in midfield.
Can I actually both this without Tierney being in the first game? If he's not playing tomorrow, if he's not fit for tomorrow, is that a huge worry that despite the injury he had at Arsenal, that Steve Clarke's paid a huge price on not playing him, for this most important game tomorrow night?
He's made of glass. I'm sorry. He's made of glass. He was the same at Celtic. He always seemed to get injured. And I think he's kind of gone into the Arsenal side. Yes, when he has played, he has looked really, really good in the Arsenal team. But the problem is, it's only been like 3, 4, maybe 5, maybe 6 games in a row, and then he gets injured. So for me, he's made of glass. But undoubtedly, he is better than Jack Hendry. Put it this way. So it is a worry. It is a worry when you've got a very good player in Kieran Tierney just missing games because of stupid wee niggles and stupid wee injuries that he seems to pick up. So it is a very, very good question. Rich Sports asked a very, very interesting question. Would Scottish fans take a draw now? I would bite your hand off and say yes. 100%.
I would go further. I'd bite your head off. But yeah, I would take a draw because we could still beat Croatia at Hampden. We could still beat them. It's anyone's game. We're not contrary to some people, we're not out yet. We've still got the tough test tomorrow. Then we've got the decider next week. We'll see how it goes. It's just about managing the game tomorrow. If we can get even a point, we could still potentially get through on 4. It's just we've got to hope that we play. Said it earlier on that we've got to play the 2 perfect games. That's the only way we're going to get through.
I think for Scotland as well, not just how many points you pick up tomorrow if you pick up a point, but how you play. Because if you getting 3 points can take you through. So even if you don't get points tomorrow, but then go on and beat Croatia, depending on how you play tomorrow, you could just walk out of Wembley tomorrow and just be done and not show any grit or fight. But if you fight in Wembley and still don't get anything, but then you've still got that to take forward, you're still not written out of it. And if the Croatia that came against England, like I said, I think we have to give ourselves a bit of credit for how they played because we nullified them. But if you could go up against and who says you can't nick something from Croatia at home as well?
Yeah, I think we could, but it's just going to be, we've got to take the chances that we failed to convert against Czech Republic. It was just brilliant goalkeeping and hitting the flaming crossbar, but it just comes down to the situation.
Hi, Josh. Hi, Josh.
Understandable. I've said this a few times. I don't know what you guys think about this, but I genuinely think we'll be more up for this game than England will tomorrow. I think we will be up for it more, and I think that will be England's downfall.
Yeah, Josh, I'm doing very well, thank you, and I hope you are doing well as well. And I hope, God, I've forgotten their names. Remy and who's
Lila.
Thank you. I hope they are doing well as well.
They're ready for tomorrow. They've got their kits. They are desperate to stay up and watch the game. I don't know if Remy will make it through, but Lila, she came home from school today. I said, "Can you go and get changed?" And down the stairs she came, full kit, socks pulled up over her knees. They're so ready.
Starting them young.
That's a football fan to the best. That's the best. Starting them young. I love it. It's the opposite of Wales' schedule. We had Italy last, so there was a lot riding on the Turkey game. You gave Turkey. All I'm saying to you, Rich, you're not getting anything off Italy. It's going to be another 3-0 Italy win.
Italy look good, to be fair.
Italy are going to go through with no goals conceded.
Yeah, what a huge turnaround from when they were in 2018 when they didn't even qualify for the World Cup. And I think they've not conceded a goal for more than 15 hours or something like that, which is incredible.
They haven't conceded since Van de Bench played against them.
But Chiellini, to be fair, got injured, didn't he? So that could be a bit of a...
Could well,
they'll change the team for like that Italy game, I think. You know, when you've gone through and it's time to rest a couple of players. So, but I don't know, Wales potentially will do the same.
Whoever plays Italy in the last 16 as well, be prepared, because that's when Marco Verratti is cleared to play.
Yeah, exactly.
He's cleared to play.
This is a good point, though. This is a good point Andrew makes. The Italian defence hasn't had anyone like Gareth Bale running at them, though.
That's true.
It's true.
Or Dan James. Dan James,
by the way. Dan James, I thought, played superbly. He's had a lot of stick, and I think credit where it's due. I think for Wales, he turns into an absolute different player. But his work rate as well yesterday, just the amount of times like he sprints back, they've won the ball and he's straight away sprinting again with the ball in the other direction. I'm thinking he's super fit. Like I'm dying watching him. So I think he's
it's
so
going to be interesting. I agree. Depends on.
Yes, I am.
Brave as well, George.
Brave is a good adjective. Brave is a good
one.
Well,
the thing is, when he's up nice tomorrow night, it's going to be an Englishman, a Scotsman, a Scottish woman who's my partner, and her friend who's American tomorrow night. Okay, so I am just preparing for those moments when certain drastic actions need to be taken.
I've got the corona for tomorrow night. Don't worry.
Oh, nice.
Not the illness. I'm okay.
You can schedule it. What you can schedule it?
It's going to be interesting, but that's a fair comment about the Italians. Like they haven't got that sort of pace against them, but the way they've played the past two games, they've just controlled anyone that comes at them, and they could end up turning Wales over. Wales could potentially be the first team to score against them. It's going to be interesting. Do I think they will? Probably not, but either way, back to the main event.
Hi, absolutely. Bits and bobs, what is your lineup for Scotland tomorrow?
Just forfeit the game, mate. Just tell the lads not to come out.
I'd rather not.
Honestly, you know, I think about it, and I think he's going to play Marshall. You know, I think that's a given anyway. I don't see why Gordon would start over him. He'll probably play. He should play Patterson at right back. The two centre backs. I thought Hanley actually had a good game against Czech Republic. Hanley and
McTominay.
Other boy. Do you know what? Actually, yeah, play McTominay and Hanley at the back with Tierney left back, and then
you not put you put Tierney over Cooper any day.
Pardon?
Would you put Cooper over Tierney any day? You just put Tierney over Liam Cooper.
Tierney's our best left back.
Are you going back
When
four?
he's fit.
Back four, beg your pardon. Yeah, back four. Listen, I'll take a half fit Tierney than half of this idiots that put on the blue shirt. Trust me, literally. I'm serious. No, I'm serious. Like, you lot are lucky. You do not know what we have to deal with when watching.
There are some players in there that does not deserve to be there, and the first one is Hendry and O'Donnell.
Exactly. Like, how?
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, to answer your question, sorry. And then I'd play Gilmore, McGinn. Jesus, who else now? Boy, done all that rubbish. I don't know. It's the best time out a bad bunch.
Would you match them system for system and go the 4-2-1 as well?
Yeah, match them because do you know what? Look, one thing we've got is passion and grit, and last but not least, they don't like the English. So like, I think it's a derby, isn't it? Though at the end of the day, they won't want to get beat at the end of the day. So we'll try and match them as long as possible. But in reality, we know what will happen. Quality will prevail. Do you know the worrying thing? I don't even think I could finish the lineup because you know the worrying thing. Player for player, England is better than us. Prior left back position and left wing back if you want to put Robson in there. But
yeah,
it's like I'm actually quite worried from a Scottish perspective because do you know why? England are playing rubbish at the moment, but they can only get better, and we are really, really bad. And when I think about who will be attacking our fullbacks, and you know, I say play Tierney, but I don't think it's fair to bring Tierney into a game like this where he's gonna have to be at full throttle. I'm worried, guys, because not Rashford. What's his name? Sterling.
Yeah.
So I mean, people say he's rubbish, but listen, he's always there and thereabouts. He always gets a goal as well. Harry Kane, we know. Listen, if he gets an opportunity, even from 20 yards, 25 yards, to score. Sorry, I can't even finish the team lineup. I'm not looking forward to this at all.
That's all right.
I get where you're coming from. I think, to be fair, none of us are going to lie and say, obviously, we've got a little bit of one in there. I mean, obviously, I want to win this fucking game. Well, there goes the language out. So apologies to any kids out there that can hear the voice. But you would be lying to yourself if a Scotsman said they were not worried, because there is far quality. Obviously, we have got the best left backs. That's it. Like, England's left backs don't. England's left backs. No. I don't care.
No.
Wait. You're trying to say Kieran Trippier? You're trying to tell me Kieran Trippier?
No, Luke Shaw.
Club level, Shaw over Robertson. International level, I have to defend my countrymen. So there we go.
Luke Shaw's been rubbish the last 4 weeks of the season. At the business end, he was rubbish.
No, Luke Shaw.
Let me say this.
Trust me.
Yeah, I hate Man U, but look, see,
Luke Shaw's in the World season.
1 second, guys. I just got to do the appropriate thing.
Luke Shaw is that good that Gareth put a right back at left back. That's how good he is. Or maybe that's how clueless Southgate is. But nah.
He's saving him for the Scotland game. We'll see tomorrow.
Thank you. Yeah,
we'll see.
I will defend Shaw when it comes to club football. Like, I will defend Shaw at club level, but when it comes to international football, I have no loyalty. I have Robertson over Luke Shaw every day.
Exactly.
To be fair, he's still got to prove it at international level. I hear that.
Yeah.
What did you say that, Sophie? I never heard that.
Luke Shaw's still got to prove it at international level. I get that. But he's not going to prove it.
He hasn't had a chance to recently.
But you got to look at his season. He's got to be thinking, what more can I do?
Why I say Chilwell's going to start tomorrow. That's why I think Chilwell.
Yeah, because of the international.
But Southgate did it. The full backs against Croatia they were conservative. They didn't push forward, and I feel that's because we did sit and we were like solid at the back. Whereas, and this is where I don't know what Southgate's going to do, and obviously, you know, anyone can have a guess at it, but we don't know for certain. If he wants to go forward, then he won't play Trippier at left back.
I'll say this: whoever predicts Southgate's 11 tomorrow, just apply for a psychology degree at university, and you just say, "I've done this." You'll probably get a PhD. You probably would.
So I'm going to give you my lineup. I will give you my lineup, and I'm going to give you what Steve Clarke I think will go with. So my lineup would be Marshall, it'd be Patterson, it would be Grant Hanley, Liam Cooper, Kieran Tierney, and then Andy Robertson, and then it would be McGinn, Gilmore, Armstrong, Dykes, and Adams. But I think he's going to have. I think he might go with the same. I think he might go with the same team, except Christie out and Adams in. I do think he might go for the same team because he's stubborn. He is.
If he goes for the same team, I'll be absolutely furious.
Yep, I will be as well. So before we go, score predictions. Right, I'll come to the England lot first. Sophie, what's your prediction?
I knew you were going to come to me first. 3-1 to England. 3-1.
3-1. Carl?
2-1 England.
Megan?
2-0 to England.
Do you want to go for a clean sheet, Maguire?
So we don't even score, Megan. Is that how it is?
That's how it is. I got to back the defenders. I'm backing the defenders. Right?
To be fair, after seeing Scotland's finishing the other day, I have said we're going to concede, but I haven't said you're going to score. I think it'd be an own goal.
Jesus.
Okay, bits and bobs. I'm not looking forward to your prediction. What are you going for?
I honestly think though we'll give an honest account of ourselves, and then we'll get beat 3-1.
Ouch.
Oh, okay. Not as bad as
I'll drink that for you, babes, and I'll think about you when I'm drinking tomorrow night after we celebrate a victory. Yeah.
See Carl on the wine. See Carl on the wine. Yeah.
I was actually born in London, but because I've lived in Scotland for so long, I've changed alliances. Maybe should be thinking.
See, I've not done that.
Change back tomorrow. You still got time. You still got time.
Yeah, you have time.
Get like a half and a half.
Right up to 7:59 tomorrow evening. You've still got an opportunity.
Nah, he's not. He's not an American basketball fan. He'll stick to Scotland.
Exactly.
Reese, what is your prediction?
Well, after hearing Bob's, I may as well just shut my fucking up. I'm going to go for heart and passion over technical ability. So I'm going to go 2-1 Scotland, but I would take a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, my prediction is 1-1.
See, you're going to do the same as well. You were going to do the same as well.
You both went to smash and grab at the end.
Yeah, I know.
Che Adams in the 91st minute header.
If we draw,
He's got to
I'm
stop.
going to
He's got
tweet
to
you
stop.
and Megan.
Yeah, he has to start.
Carly, I'll tweet you so shamelessly. If you guys do not beat us,
deactivated tomorrow evening.
You know what? You can.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, I know.
I'll be honest. If we beat us tomorrow, I'm just going to tweet it saying what a result, and that's enough.
No, you're all blocked. You'll all be blocked.
I will let you guys suffer elsewhere. I'll just say what a result. Moving on. That'll do.
Yeah,
I want you to be honest, mate. Honestly, I won't see any of this. If we lose, I will not be seeing any of these tweets. Just saying it now.
Same.
Look, I've got 5 of the loveliest people you will ever meet on social media and YouTube. But I can tell you now, friendship goes to one side for 90 minutes.
You're fucking right, Doug. You're fucking right, Doug.
He's a Leeds fan. What is friendship?
Yeah, exactly. You're fucking right.
But yeah, I think I can only see one prediction, and George Kyle's going for England 2, Scotland 1. With my team, it's 3-0, but with Southgate, it's 2-1. Oh well, guys, that has been a fantastic preview. I love the wee banter in the middle there. I really did enjoy that. Sophie, thank you very much, and congratulations on 15,000 subscribers.
Thank you.
As well. Where can we find you in the socials?
Oh yeah, at Sophie Show on Twitter, Sophie Show with a kiss on the end of it on Instagram, and obviously as we mentioned, my channel, which is now, I know you said hair dye treatment, it's not, it's Ladies in Red.
Yeah.
There we
Ladies
go.
in Red.
For the love of
Yes.
You know what, Meg? I love that Meg came prepared as well, because so did I.
Oh,
Let's
for the
go.
love-
Come on,
Love
England.
Hey.
Come on. Come on.
All right, that's it. Hold
Tom's
on.
gone.
Wait, no.
Oh, boo! Boo! Go away, Douglas, go away. Yeah.
Do you know what though? If we beat you tomorrow, I'm gonna clip that exact part. I just have the flag of Scotland in the
That's what come in my
background.
face. That's what come in my face.
Yeah.
No, but do you know what though? Do you know, all jokes aside, yeah? Actually, I think
This is more
obviously,
like
I
it.
do know we're gonna get beat. I do think we'll get beat though, and it's not because I don't think we'll get battered. I don't think it'll be that kind of game.
No,
I think,
we won't batter you.
No.
yeah, I think I don't think England are good enough to batter us like that. I think what will happen is just you will create chances and you'll just be more clinical. That's just. Do you know what I mean? That's just and it'll probably get played at a nice tempo, and then England will try and just control it and stuff. I think we've seen these kind of games before. It's the players that are on the field are not the same as the past. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can back me up here. But the players we've got now, okay, they are technically better than what we've had, but as in
enough.
like, it's not enough, is it? You know?
We'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
I think the one thing that obviously you weren't here at the time, but I'll say it now. I think the fact is, like, because of the expectation tomorrow, I think we'll be more up for this game than England. I think that could have an important factor.
Yeah.
That's what I
I'm
worry
looking
about.
forward to a good game.
I think it's going to.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a battle for 90 minutes. I think
Yeah.
there's going to be a lot of players that'll be up for it in terms of the international expectation, the fact that it's a rivalry. It's the first time in a competitive tournament we've played each other since '96. You're going to have a fire in there. And I'll say this: this goes to England players, this goes to England fans, Scottish players. If you're not up for this game tomorrow, then
Thank you. Yeah.
Because if you don't get up for this game, you should not be allowed to put on your shirt again for your country's shirt. Doesn't matter who you
Yeah,
are.
but then we all know what Steve Clarke's going to do, mate. He's going to
Yeah, he's gonna-
play.
It wouldn't surprise me if he has a shaved. Like, if he has a
But
shaved.
that's
Half the problem. You know what Steve Clarke's going to do. We ain't got
Yeah,
a clue
exactly.
what Southgate's going to do. We ain't got a
He's going to
clue.
play 5-4-1.
I like this. I like this. If this happens,
Oh, Genie,
If this
Genie,
happens,
if that happens,
No.
I'll be happy.
if this happens, I will be shameless to everybody.
Listen,
You know
you're not
what?
going to do
If
the
that
double.
happens, we deserve it. If that happens, we deserve it, to be fair.
Listen,
Like, if that
Yeah.
happens, we can't say anything.
even if we beat them 1-0, yeah, on the hour,
Like Kevin Keegan. I'd
Every
love it.
hour.
I'd love it.
if we beat them, I'm going to tweet, I'm going to do Instagram posts, I'm going to message you guys.
He's gonna
like,
jump
how
on
you
YouTube.
okay? Listen, I'm on a sabbatical from YouTube until Ollie goes, right? But I will happily jump on YouTube on my channel and be like, Scotland 3, England 1. Oh, can you imagine?
See, if this happens, I would still take it.
No, I would still
If
take it
England
as
don't
well.
beat us, if England doesn't beat Scotland,
Southgate should be
leave
given
the
a
tournament.
lifetime
Just
contract.
leave the tournament. Just leave. But you know what's going to
It
happen?
should be given a lifetime.
We're going to draw, and Czech Republic are going to. That's what's going to happen.
Because even if we get a point, I still think we could get the 3 off Croatia.
Yeah.
But it's going to be hard. It'll be
So
hard,
likely
man.
that you
Let's say
could.
it's going to be easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carl,
Carl,
there's a blind up for Sharko Cross, it'll be okay.
Carl, my right-hand man on the Sam Radio Football Show. I'm really looking forward to coming over tomorrow. Hopefully, I'm just going to be
Yeah,
on
I
the
know.
side.
It's gonna be a long ass day, Douglas. Let's just be honest with that. It's gonna be a long ass day.
Yeah, definitely need plenty of that. Definitely need plenty
I
of
know.
more. But Carl, where can we find you on the socials?
You can find me at Carl Levy 92 right here. You can find us at Sam Radio TFS on Twitter as well as on YouTube. You can find me at Kale Hunts 92 on Instagram, and you can find me at Carl Levy on Facebook as well as the Sam Radio Football Show on Facebook as well too.
Absolutely, Megan. It is honestly been a delight to get you on finally. What I will be saying is we'll be having you on much more. For sure. You and Sophie. Actually, I'm going to try and get every single Ladies in Red on at some point. As well. Maybe.
Podcast.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. But Megan, where can we find you in the socials?
thank you for inviting me on to this. It's been great. And I'm at Megan Can with an underscore. I don't know if they've mentioned that at Real Ladies in Red as well on Twitter. And Ladies in Red channel on YouTube. You can just find us on there.
Absolutely. Bits and Bobs, it's been a pleasure to get you back on as well. Where can we find you on the socials?
On Twitter at bits and bobs _ and the YouTube channel is Bits and Bobs. I will be coming back. Hopefully it's tomorrow. But please drop me a subscribe. Drop me a. Thanks for having me on, man. I've
pleasure.
Been since we lost that cup final, so I will be making a return soon.
That is a shame. Reese, third preview in a row we've done together. Where can we find you on the socials?
I'm just a man of energy when it comes to speaking. You can find me at Twitter at R7United. If you do need a little bit of help with your eyes, it's a 1 and a 3, just in case you get it wrong. Gotta be nice. You can also find me at Twitch, Reese _Lightning 1997. I'm also exclusive to Doug's channel for the World of Football podcast. It's been a pleasure being on again, my friend. And it's a pleasure. I've already spoken to Sophie before, briefly. Finally get to meet Megan. That'll do. And Carl.
Night made.
Exactly. That'll do for
you.
you.
Guys. Yeah, we will be back tomorrow at 7:30, building up to the game. I'm looking forward to doing the watch along. We'll have myself, obviously Carl, Reese, George.
If we lose live on
Josh,
YouTube, you will see me
Josh,
drinking
and possibly Nathan as well. But it's the big one tomorrow. We shall look forward to seeing what happens. Come on, Scotland. I'll do this on the way. Thank you, everyone who's watched this. It's been an absolute pleasure, and we will see you later on. Take care. Bye bye for now. Come on, Scotland.
Go on, England.